came in tonight just to see because I did not practice today at all. Like zilch, like nothing, right? I was just busy and whatnot. Um, but, anyways, what are we gonna do today? We're going to practice a whole lot, okay? So, I know for me personally, it's like really late in the night. However, you see, I do need that practice, right? Um, I just finished my cardio and all of that. So what am I gonna do here? Well, it's super simple thing what I'm doing today. First, I'm going to warm up because you just saw that I'm really I missed on my very first shot on my pool. So what am I gonna do first today? I'm going to try to get at least these 5 or 6 balls through without touching. Did I do this on purpose? Well, I kind of did. Why? Because I wanted to show you what the precision is, okay? So if you want to really have a precision in pool, this is basically a tool that I built myself. Um, it's really good for because this is smaller than a pocket, obviously. It's actually the same size as snooker table pockets, okay? So what do you do here? You basically set up a ball um, straight in line, and what do you do with that? Well, it's a simple thing. Um, you basically just practice. You can practice stop shot, okay? You can practice a draw shot. So for draw, obviously you want to first chalk. You see how I'm chalking? This is the proper way of chalking, okay? Edges, top, and all of that, okay? So, what am I gonna do here? Basically, 5 balls through this little diameter of the ring, okay? Now, this is a draw shot, okay? You see how I did the draw shot? For people that don't know, this is something that it's extremely, like when I say extremely hard, um, it is hard to do this, okay? This is not something that, like, oh, yeah, it's just a ring. But when you take a look at this ring, um, yeah, there's not a whole lot of room to wiggle. That's number one. Well, with this one is. But if you take this one in consideration, there's barely any room, right? Hey, thank you for the likes. I truly appreciate anyone that's coming in. Please do like, thumbs up, and whatnot. I have no idea how this whole live stream works, but so I already did 4 balls through this little hoop or through this little ring that I built, and this is how I practice every single day, like literally every single day. Um, I warm up with the big one, right? And it's not just about like making through this. I'll go a little bit because I'm gonna do this live for a little bit longer. I'm going to show you like not just like, oh, he sets up a ball and this and that. We're gonna go into like a cue ball control, for example. Just an example, right? Um, I'm trying to make this 8 ball through this little hoop, right? That's number one. But at the same time, I want the cue ball to be right at this point, okay? So how do I do that? That's a simple, basically top with a little bit of a slow. So is this good? Not really. Why? Because when I said I want it right here or pass it, okay? Or, so this in itself gives you a whole lot of, like, for example, a Cuban control would be something like this, where you're doing too much, right? Hey, thank you, appreciate it. If you guys have literally any questions about pool. Like for example, the last time someone asked me, "Hey, what is the bridge? Like, how do you do the bridge?" For example, like, short bridge, long bridge, open bridge, you know, the V bridge. So how do you do these? Things like that people ask a lot, especially if you're like new to pool. What is the best one for some occasion? I can also go through that. Um, then I can go something like, for example, I can go into cheating the pocket. Does anyone know what cheating the pocket means in pool? Please do answer if you know. Cheating the pocket is, so this is a straight shot into the pocket, right? Like literally straight, right? So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to do a top left, right? I mean, top left on a cue ball, right? But when I hit this ball, okay, I'm not going to hit it straight like this. I'm going to do a little bit of an offset, okay, just a little bit, that this ball goes still straight, okay? But my cue ball, even if it's a straight shot, right, I'm gonna pass right here, like right here. So let's do that. Eh, not too bad. I could have done more. So, but that's something like calling cheating the pocket, right? Where you don't have, when do you cheat the pocket? Well, in the cases like this, so this is something called cue ball control with the cheating the pocket. When do you do something like that? When, let's take this ring away, okay? And we're gonna put this ball like kind of like this, okay? That's a little bit too much, like this. Okay, so cheating the pocket means that I shouldn't really be hitting that 10 ball at all because it would be a foul, right? So what do I do in this case? I still want that ball to go there, but I can't go because you see I'm gonna hit it right here for this to go straight. So what am I gonna do? Well, I'm actually going to hit this ball right here, but because I'm going to apply the right hit, that ball is gonna go offset to that side, okay? So how does that work? Something like this. Okay, I need to offset a little bit because cheating the pocket is not as easy as you guys think. So this is my right spin onto the. See, this is a foul. Hi everyone, welcome in. Let's. Hey, by the way, thanks for those likes. I, I'm appreciate it. Um, so I still hit it a little bit. So is that a foul? It was a foul, but we're gonna go through many of these drills. And if you guys, and thank you for the likes. Like for example, the drill that I'm doing or I was doing just before, you guys maybe entered, is something like, you know, draw shot. What is a draw shot? Draw shot is when the cue ball hits this ball and comes back, right? Why would I do something like that? Well, imagine I take these balls away, okay, and there's my side pocket, right? So I want this cue ball to come back here, and that way I have a shot on a what is it called on a side pocket. So how do I achieve that? Is basically a bottom, like a bottom with the medium of a speed for this one, okay? Now, I did way too much. So that's about that cue ball control. How do you know how much to spin and how much that will move the ball onto the pocket? Very good question. So, two tips, okay? Let me show you the not necessarily a slow motion, okay, but a slow one, okay? So the speed in itself is the key to the cheating the pocket. So don't watch what I'm doing here, but watch for the one ball. Okay, I'm going to hit it like literally straight, right? Like straight shot. But I'm going to apply a left spin, okay? And very, very slow. And you will see how this ball actually goes towards the right side. For example, watch. Very slow. You see how it hit right here? It was a straight, right? So you could do the same thing. So that's something like a cheating the pocket. Oh, just a second, I lost my chalk somewhere. Or, oh no, it's right there. I thought it was a chalk. So I'm going to do now the same exact shot, right, onto the pocket, but now I'm going to do the right one, right? For example, you see how it went this way? Okay, that's how you're kind of like when you have a cue ball control for to cheat the pocket when you don't. When would you do cheating the pocket? An example would be something like actually like this. You have a straight shot, right? And let's say the 8 ball is kind of like there or whatever, and you still have a shot on the opposite, right? And now you want to, let's say, go this way, right? So how do I achieve that? Something like this, okay? Where I get myself onto that side and onto the 8 ball, right? Love the lesson. Hey, appreciate it. So you guys, by the way, the rings here, I literally just bought them. Bought them, built them. Um, I built them myself. I actually, when I send it to my customers, or actually, you know what? I don't call people customers. The people that buy this from me, because I'm not making any money off of it, they're more like pool friends. Like I get to know people and whatever, right? So that this is the cheating the pocket meaning, right? What else do we, brother? Have a cue as a desired position and try adding a side spin. So another thing is about the tip, right? It's a tip. So mine is medium, which is fine, right? If you want to really cheat the pocket, go with something like a soft. But I would never advise for you or anyone else to play with a soft cue, right? Um, why? It's just because with the soft cue, when you're, let's say, oh, by the way, let me do exactly the same thing what I did before, but just like a lot harder, right? So even though I'm introducing the spin, it went literally straight, right? Um, so that speed in itself does not work because of that speed, because of the felt, right? So if you're doing I should grab another ball actually so you guys can see, because on this one you don't see ball spinning, right? You guys can't see it, right? Let me get another ball here. I have another one. Oh, it's right here. So um, with this one, at least you can see how the cue ball is going to spin, right? And just a second, friends of mine were asking me to. So, what is this going to, again, uh, unfortunately, I don't like, you know what? I really don't want people to, like, if any of you are international or whatnot and are trying to buy this, you can't, but you can message me or whatnot. The problem I have personally is like I didn't know how much the shipping for this actually costs. Like, for like I'm selling this for like 7.99. The cost in United States for me it's $7.10. Okay, literally. But if I send this to if I send this to like UK or anywhere else, it's like $20. I'm like, what? So, um, this is a forward, okay? Perfect forward. And now you know why you're making this mistake. Okay. You know, a lot of people, so like a lot of people, what they do is this, right? Um, I just noticed my cue is not tight enough. What do people do? Is this. Even I'm going to even do it through the ring. It doesn't matter without touching it, right? So when they're shooting, even though you're applying the middle, right? I mean the middle, the center of the ball, right? Um, Sometimes if you're doing it too slow, okay, this is what happens. So I will hit exactly the same way, right? Exactly the same way, but a little bit harder, right? But I'm still hitting the center. Watch, I'm gonna hit the center, okay? Watch, just a little bit harder. Now, the ball didn't roll in, okay? But what if I do, this was kind of like almost, I mean, this for me is mostly like a stop shot, right? So when you're playing something like this, okay, where the ball is actually on a pocket, it doesn't matter where you are, okay? I would never play straight, ever. It doesn't matter, even if I'm the best, like of the best, with even with the draw shots, which I just did, okay? I would never do that. Why? Because you just unless I have to do it, unless I have to do it, right? So what do you do in this case? You can play center, okay? However, play center but hit it right here, okay? Watch. Center, slow, and that's it. The ball is never gonna go inside. Like, it doesn't matter. You can also, you know, if you're playing with your friends, right, or whatnot, you can play something like this too, off the rail, where I hit it right here, right, and do the same thing. So whenever you are on the 8 ball, 9 ball, but it's deep down inside like this, that's my advice that I learned so many times, especially when I was a newbie or actually started playing pool, right? Um, and another thing, let's say we want to make two of the balls at the same time, right? So how do you do this? How did I do that? Does anyone know? How did I pocket both both balls inside? Well, it's simple. Actually, I'll explain to you. I want you guys to learn. Stay here. Hit the like button and all of that. And I'll explain everything you need to know, the things that I learned over past 5 years that, I believe it's extremely helpful, especially when you want to have a perfect cue ball control, right? So, how did this ball go inside? Well, onto the cue ball, right? What I did, I could play forward, which is what I'm gonna do right now. Okay. Here's the forward, which is top. Okay. And you saw what it happened, right? It didn't go straight. But what happens if you do a bottom with the exact same speed? Here's what happens. When you're putting a so this is center, bottom is right here, okay? When you're doing a bottom, this cue ball, depending obviously on the speed, right? It starts rolling backwards, okay? But when it hits this ball backwards, do you, do you know what happens to this one? It starts spinning forward. And that's where you get that, you know, that extra spin. So let's switch these two, right? I mean, let's switch these two. And this is your only shot you have, right? Where the ball is on a pocket and you're like, well, you know, I could, there's two things I could do here. One is leave the opponent with a really bad safety on the 8, right? If I don't make it, which is usually what I do, because this isn't something that you can do every single time. However, so I'm going to do a bottom on the 8 ball. And this is my safety. Why? Because now I have to cut really, really, like, I have to cut. And let's say this happens. Just kind of wanted to walk you through, when you're looking at some of the pros or non-pros, or when you're watching any of the videos, seriously, you will notice that this is, you know, it's not an easy execution where, like, do something like what I'm just about to do. Let me move this because it's actually annoying. So here's here's a perfect example. Bottom slow on the 8 ball and it goes in, right? Hi everyone. So stay here tuned. Thank you for the, I don't know, likes. I don't know what are those emojis. Appreciate you, seriously. Um, so this is how you make two balls at the same time, right? What else can we, what else do you guys want to learn today? Tell me. I really want, like tonight, I'm like so energized. I just did a cardio for 1 hour. Um, and I feel so energized tonight that I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go to my pool people. I wanted to share everything, like literally everything. So here's a even harder execution of this part. What does this do? Well, number one, I have to be extremely precise. When I say extremely, it's extreme precision. Okay. I can't do any of the left, right. I have to do really, really like a center of the center. When I hit the one, 8 ball should go straight through the ring into the pocket. Okay. I'm gonna be a little bit quiet because it's not easy. So, um, in my last one of the lives that I did, this isn't like, when this isn't something that I just do for like, like these straight shots, right? I also do, let's say you want to learn precision cut shots, right? So you're pointing into the pocket, the ring into the pocket, right? So the ball needs to go through here. You take it like this, right? So I have to make this. This is where that cut shot needs to be extremely precise. Actually, that doesn't look right at all. To me, it didn't look right. Sorry. There. All right. Now it kind of looks right. All right. So I have to cut this one ball perfectly through the ring. It doesn't matter if I make the ball inside the pocket. Okay. It doesn't make. So I made one of them, right? Um, can I make more? And that's the part, the beauty of this is that it tells you exactly, did you hit it right or wrong, which I just did, right? So I'm doing these all the time, like even the bank shots. Does anyone know how bank shots works or kick shots work? So this ring actually points into the pocket that you don't see right now, okay? So the easiest way to learn about the kick shot or bank shot is this. Distance, distance divided by 2. Okay. So let's do it this way. So the distance, right? First, what we want to do is where we have to hold. By the way, thank you for the likes and laughs. I don't know what are those. So first, what we want to do is put our cue right where we want to hit this ball. We want to hit it right here, right? So right here, okay. And then this distance, okay, I believe it's about there. Okay. So the distance between here, it's half. Okay, so this is the half of the distance between the cue ball and that one. I understand that this is a little bit hard for you. Like, you're not gonna do this the whole time, okay? But I promise you, I'll show you in a minute how is it easier to actually, how this could become easier thing where you do it in 5 seconds, okay? So this is half, and all you have to do is parallel shift, okay? So I need to hit this cue ball into this part right there in order to at least touch that one ball, okay? I didn't make it, sure, but you know what? At least I touched it, right? So again, this is the distance, okay? This is the half of the between that ball and this one, right? So this is what I'm gonna do. This, this. There you go. All I have to do is just shoot. That's it. How long did it take me? A few seconds. So in a tournament like myself, where you're playing in, let's say, UPA, you only have 30 seconds. Well, I'm not gonna take 15 seconds to calculate and all of that, right? So, and I understand, like, you have some people where they're like, 5 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, even 2 minutes, and they're like, doing this, like, they're just stroking. Can you shoot, bro? Like, dude, do it already. Do you guys have one of those? Where, or maybe you are one of those. I don't know. I'm not. I don't. Actually, it happened to me last night when I was playing pool. Right, the opposite pool table, and I don't mind. Like, it's just that sometimes I'll tell you one thing. The secret for to me, actually, not overthinking was better than, like, for example, here's my thinking. Okay, how did I become like extremely precise? It wasn't just because of this tool, obviously. How did I become my precision became so good? It's because I'm not overthinking. That's number one. So what do I do? Well, here's what I do. I do three strokes: one, two, three, and then I do this. Okay, that's all it takes. Three. Some people, and I said this in my previous live too, like some professionals, even, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you will see they will do something like this too. And that's totally fine where they do something like this. Okay, they're right on the cue ball. Why do they do this? Well, because they're trying to find exact spot, okay? And they don't even pre-stroke, okay? So they are just here and then they just do this, right? Why do they do that? I don't know. Some people are like that. They find it much amusing to, or their precision was, or their comfortability was like that. For me personally, why am I doing it two, three times? Is this? I'll tell you. When I'm going to do it here past the cue ball. When I'm doing it one time, I'm looking at the cue ball. When I do it second time, I'm looking still at the cue ball, okay? And then at the third, I'm looking at the object ball, okay? So, and it happens really quick. Why am I looking at the cue ball? I want to see, obviously, I want to see, for you guys over there, I want to see where am I hitting the cue ball correctly? Am I hitting it top, here, bottom, whatever, right? So there's many angles because the precision comes into millimeters, right? So that's why I do what we call pre-stroke in pool, right? So this is a pre-stroke. One, two, okay, three. Do you guys have any questions? You guys are quiet, but thank you. I don't know. I keep on seeing these likes and appreciated the thumbs ups. Seriously, like, you guys have no idea. I appreciated those thumbs ups. Yeah, those. I don't know what they do, but whatever you're doing, I appreciate you. So let's do 5 balls with the draw shot. You just saw one. Okay, what is a draw shot? I'll tell you actually the easiest way how to do the jump shot and a draw shot, how to learn it. If you don't know how to do either of them, I'll tell you how. All right, that was bad. Hi. So, how do you learn a draw shot? Just take the stripe, okay? And the top part is where you're going to be learning the jump shots, okay? So if you're doing the jump shots, okay, something like this, angle your cue, okay? So, like, angle your cue like here and hit this spot, okay? Just make sure it's like this and then just do it like that. The bottom part, right here, is your draw line or draw shot. Okay, obviously it matters what kind of cue you have. Okay, so what I'm talking about is not a cue, but I'm talking about a cue tip. Let's say house cues. You know, house cues are okay, but you're not going to get something like something like, let's say, watch the cue ball now. Okay, it all disappeared in a second, right? You're not gonna get there with the house cue. Why? It's just because house cues are usually about 13. They're about 13 millimeter diameter, right? So it's bigger, right? So the grip on the cue ball bottom here is a whole lot less. I could do really good with the soft tip, okay, which is basically a grip on a cue ball would be a whole lot better. Or this one is 12.4, I believe. Me personally, I switched to 11.8 as far as the diameter right here. The diameter, I love it. I don't know. Reason why I love it. Number one, draw shots are extremely good. I don't have it here with me. Hi. The second part is basically when you put the bottom, the draw is like insane, like really, really good. I'm not saying everyone should do that. Okay. I'm not saying everyone should do that. Why? Because some people, I mean, even I believe a lot of people actually love 12.4, 12.5. Anything bigger than that, you're almost like playing with the house key. You don't even have to buy you don't even have to buy the cue. That's just my personal opinion and observation and from what people told me, to be honest, right? So what is that? Number three, right? The last one was not good. You might be watching, but the last one was not good. Why I didn't like it? I put the bottom, I put the bottom left, and then the cue ball when it hit this ball, it actually went this way. I don't like it. I want, about like this would be perfect, obviously, but if it goes just a little bit off, that's still fine. But if it goes like this, yeah, I don't like it at all. That means that my precision on on the ball was not good. So, what else can we talk about? Who is the best pool player? Who is the best racing man? All right, let's go race me. Hi Enzo. Hi Kanju. Kanju. Um, I love challenges. To be honest, I do. I just don't ever bet. I never bet for anything. To be honest, uh, when it comes to pool, and I have people, oh, I bet you I can beat you. Race to five, whatever, for this amount and this amount. The thing is, it doesn't matter how good of a player you are. What if I'm good at safeties? um, or, what if I'm good at, like, I don't know, just like literally just safeties? Safeties. I don't have to be good at pool. If you're really, I have a friend, okay, his match, like all the matches, so one game, he makes 8 to 10 safeties. Okay, that's a lot of safeties. Me personally, I was at 0.4, so I barely make any safeties. I'm extremely aggressive, or was extremely aggressive pool player, which is not bad. It's just that like when you miss, you kind of like, yeah, I should have played safety, right? So what I'm trying to say, right, is with the safeties, like it doesn't matter. Like when I played Efren Reyes 2 years ago, what happened is actually that's exactly how I lost. I safety him, okay? He came out of the safety. That's just why he's called magician. He came out of the safety and put me into a safety. So when that happened, and I was just down to one ball, like literally, I had one ball, like literally one ball and eight ball, and it wasn't like this, okay, behind it, okay, like this, and basically he safety me in a way that I couldn't even see the ball. So I tried three rails and whatnot, and that didn't work. So and he had five balls left, and then obviously, if you give someone like Efren Reyes balling hand, I mean, give me balling hand, and I'm gonna, run a table if I want to. But that's what I'm saying. Like, when people say, "Oh, let me, let me, you know, I bet I can beat you." Yeah, sure. It doesn't matter if you're like Fargo 800 or whatever. But my safeties can be pretty good. Even if my best friend who plays me, all right, um, quick story. My best friend who plays me, we practice every single day together, right? um, he hates playing against me sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time, sometimes. It's just because even if I miss, let's say, I don't know, I'm gonna do something like this, okay? I'm gonna do like this, but like my cue ball would, go totally off. And then let's say he's solid, and then leave him like this. Like, it's not an easy shot to make it anyway. So and let's say I call the safety, right? So in some leagues, right, like UPA even or whatnot, right, or BCA or APL, I could still make this ball, okay? I could still make this ball and call it a safety, um, and then it's an opponent's turn, right? Because I call it safety. Do I like it? Not really. What do you guys think? I mean, me personally, I don't like that rule. Um, the one rule I actually like in when I played in UPA, Ultimate Pool, by the way. When I played in Ultimate Pool, one rule I did like the most was, let's say, um, let's say I don't have a shot on a cue ball, right? Well, I could, right? Let's say for the safety, I could do something like that. Okay. Um, Obviously the opponent gets ball in hand. I did it a little bit too much. The opponent gets ball in hand, right? And then they can shoot, well, not really, not even into that pocket or anywhere because these two balls are together. That's all fine and dandy. But in ultimate pool, if you intentionally are not hitting your ball, it's a loss of rack. I actually love that rule. Like that's one of my rules that I really, really like. When I started playing for the ultimate pool, I really, really loved that one. Um, on the APA side, when I used to play on like really 2 or 3 nights a week, um, on the APA side, I like some rules, but there's a lot of slop, like a lot of sloppy. Like for example, um, and an example would be something like I don't know, kind of like let's say, you're not calling a pocket. That's number one, but number two, you're miscuing it. Like you're miscuing it, and then I made it into this pocket. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, sure, I made the point, but the thing is like, and then you continue. Like that's one of the things that I dislike on a APA side. It's the slot part, right? So even if you miss, let's say you're not calling the pockets. There's no calling the pockets except on the eight ball. But even if you like, like I said, let's say you're saying that you want it to really go that way, but you somehow manage to miscue, and then you make it into this pocket. So that's one rule that I dislike. I don't know. What about you guys? Where are you guys playing? Hi, and thank you for all 260 people in the live chat. I appreciate you. If you guys, I would really love to know, like if you guys can leave. I don't know. Is it hard to leave the comment? If it is, well, I don't know. Would be cool to know. I don't know. What I wanted to say is like, I'm actually excited to know where do you guys play or what kind of rules do you have? Like, do you play IPA, UPA, APA, BCA? I don't know. Like, there's so many leagues. So I'm going to do cheating the pocket. Okay. You see how I went with this one? All the way here. Oh, anyways, I'm just practicing my. Oh, there's my other cue ball. Okay. We have two cue balls. This one I like to play with. Why did I buy this one? Okay, it's Emirate ball with the dots. In regular pool, you're gonna see something like that white one, right? But these actually tell you a whole lot. Okay, so especially like if you want some really good precision, obviously get my tool here. I'm just joking. But number two is you can actually, when you're practicing, you can actually see what happens to your cue ball. Okay, so like let's say if I do forward, you're gonna see. You see how the ball is actually telling you where it went and what it did. Okay, that was with the forward. So now I'm going to do a left and right spin just so you guys can see why I actually like this ball to when I practice, not even practice, when if if they allow or if they have it, I definitely take this ball. So now I'm going to do a right spin, same shot, right spin. You see how the ball, it tells you what happened. I did basically a bottom right. Okay. So, and here I'm gonna do the left spin. See how it tells you everything. That's why that ball is really good. Um, I have another one somewhere here, which is a practice ball. That one, not only it's expensive, but it's actually good too. So why is that one better than this one? Well, I'll try to find it in a minute here. But the cue ball, right? Not only does it have dots, I mean it has like rings, okay? But what I like about it is, uh, in even if I'm using the chalk that does not leave the residue on the cue ball, which you can see my ball is clean. So even with that one, it leaves the residue. I don't break with it. Like I don't do breaks. I do breaks with this one and that one. With that one, I don't because it has like a little bit of a different coating on, right? But it tells you exactly, like literally, it tells you where did you hit this ball. Okay, like this one, it doesn't tell me exactly where I hit it. I kind of know where I hit it. I basically did a top, kind of like I hit it right here. So like a little bit to the left and a little bit top, not top left, but inside left. How about that? So let me show you that ball actually. I'm going to, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but here it is. Okay. You have two sides of it. Okay. This side, I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay. This side, okay, tells you this is for like, it's a good, tells you high right, high left, left, right, lower right, low, and low left. This one has numbers. This is like extreme precision, right? So, like when we are talking about a tip, okay, so you see the tip goes right there, right? But this one, it tells you even if you hit this, let's say I'm hitting the number, just so you guys can see it. When I hit the low right, low left, right? if I hit it number 2 or number 3. Okay. And in pool community, for those people that are extremely advanced, they know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about just this little things. Okay. Why is just because it does matter. Like it really matters. Um, and what does it matter? So like this one, you know, like I made the ball, but the cue ball stayed there, right? Um, now, did I do, was it the speed or was it really where I hit the cue ball? Okay. Should I do the exact same speed, which I'm about to do? Okay. But with the more top. Okay. Look. Same speed. I just did a whole lot of more top. That's why I was saying, like, the cue ball like this will tell you whether you hit this one or this one. So I don't play with that anymore. It's just because it confuses me sometimes. Um, and obviously, I already am past that level. I really don't need. I don't really need to know whether I hit it. Here, here, here. I already know pretty much where. Kind of like what I gave you an example of, right? Same with draw shots and all of that, right? By the way, what are you guys doing? It's Friday night. What's that song? This is how we do it. I forgot how the lyrics go. But all right, let's make all these balls in. um, I'm surprised nobody out of 200 plus people, 260 people, nobody's saying anything. I don't know. I I'm kind of like confused about that because when I used to do a live stream on another platform, um, if I had remotely, even like 1,000 people, oh, my chats would be flying. All right, draw shot. So this is number what, 3? Then, by the way, for anyone that's curious about this, you get basically 3 of these, different sizes. Big one, which you can see the ball can barely go kind of back. It's half a tip, okay? And then you have the medium, and then you have the very small one. So how does the very small one look like? I kind of showed at the very beginning, like barely fit, the cue ball barely fits. So when you're practicing on this one, yeah, it's um, there's no room for air, like literally no room for air. Okay, meaning that like even if I hit this ball, but there's no room for air, because let's say if I did the exact same thing, right? But I'm going to apply, let's do left spin, okay? Just a little left spin. I don't know if you saw it, but I nicked it. That that one after my practice. So the way I practice is basically, just a second. The way I practice is I go from the big guy to the medium. I mean the medium and then the small one. So, anyways, I'm still at the medium part. By the way, tell me, guys, what are you guys doing tonight? Any gamers? Do you guys play eight ball pool? Does any of you play? By the way, thank you all for those 29 thumbs ups. If anyone is still here, like, I mean, 100, I know 170 people is here, but like, hit that thumbs up. I truly appreciate that. You have no idea how much I do appreciate that, regardless. Okay, am I gonna hit that? All right, I did it right. All right, cheating the pocket again. I'm gonna do the ball, but you know what? I want the cue ball to go this way. All right, that's not too bad. Hello. So that was cheating the pocket. What is number one thing that people when they do a jump shots? Let's talk about jump. By the way, 31 of like appreciate or thumbs ups. Hi. Um, what is one thing that people do at the jump shots? And they do not jump shots. I'm sorry, not jump shots. When they do draw. Okay. I did this for years. Not every single time, obviously, okay? But I did something like this. Watch this. Okay, watch. Okay, I did something like I'm trying to do like a simple draw shot, okay? But I do this. The ball jumps. I mean, I made it this time, but like, in most cases you won't make it. Why does that happen? Well, with the house cue, I don't think it would happen because the house cue, what is a house cue? Basically, at the pool hall, is because it's like 13 millimeter diameter, right? But with this one, what happened is this. I'll show you exactly what happened here. Number one is the speed, okay? Number two is the distance on a bridge, okay? So it doesn't matter whether you have a closed bridge, open bridge, or even when you do it like this, okay? Um, doesn't matter. The part is when you are doing a draw shot, do at least 6 inches. This here is about 8, but I prefer about this much, okay? So this is about 10 to 12 inch or about 20 centimeter. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not, so 10, 20, yeah, 20, 25 centimeters, something like that. I don't know if you guys, doing either or. Number two is basically you're hitting way too low, okay? So way too low. And then also the angle, so the angle of the cue, right? So the angle of the cue. If you're angling the cue really at the bottom, I can still do a draw shot without jumping, okay? You saw that. But if I do angle it, like for example, with a little bit of a like like a really same bottom, right? You'll see that the ball jumped, and that's where that jump happens. It took me a while to realize all of that. Obviously, I could do some YouTube research, but it doesn't matter really. Even for myself explaining this to you guys, it really does not matter. I can tell you the trick how to fix it, okay, which I just did. But it really is all the practice. When it comes down to anything in pool related, it's all about the practice. Like, like I'm doing the jump shot and this is what happens. You know what I mean? Where did that thing go now? Yeah. So, and that's exactly what happened, right? The ball jumped over, and I could explain again over and over, but once once you are practicing draw shots, which I explained before, I don't know if any of you are new or not. If you're new here, basically take the stripe ball. The bottom part right here is where you need to hit, right here. So if this ball is like this, okay, so this is where you need to hit, right here. Okay, this is center. This is the bottom. This is where you need to hit the cue ball, not below. Okay, anything below that line right here, it's going to cause the hoop, especially if you're making like if you're doing a what's it called? If you are hitting the ball, the cue ball harder, right? So let's do some draw shots now. Okay. This was a perfect line draw shot. Like literally, it hit the ball and then just perfectly back. Let me show you one other one. Okay, you will see a lot of professionals and like you and myself. Um, we do draw shot, but we also apply spin to it. Why do we do that? I actually had a video not too long ago for that. Okay, so let's say um, I'll try to set up something. I don't know. I'll try. Not I'm going to try. It doesn't work every single time. It's just because. Um, so let me set this up like this. Watch carefully, okay? So I'm going to do a draw shot, but at the very same time, I'm going to apply the bottom right. What does it happen? Let me show you with this ball. What does it happen here? Okay, so here's the ball. Or bottom low right. Okay, and in this ball it says low right, LR. Okay, what will happen is that the ball will hit. Okay, and when it comes back, it will do this. Okay, it will spin. My point for that is that basically when I do this, it's supposed to actually separate those two balls. That's a high level cue ball control. I usually don't go for that necessarily. For me personally, when I do that is because when I have a straight shot like this, okay, let me try it. I'll try to do it. I'm not, by the way, the camera is on the way, but here's the what I'm talking about. Okay. I didn't do it. See how it come back, and then I didn't do it the whole back, but it went towards it, right? Me personally, when do I do something like that? Uh, my little thingies here. Just a second. Let me clean this up. When do I do this? Is just a second. Let me show you that way. Is this way. Okay. Okay. Look where the cue ball went. That's when I do it. Okay. This is the reason why I do something like that. Okay. Where I put the draw shot so hard when it's a straight. I don't have an angle. Okay. I just don't have an angle because it doesn't matter. Let's say I'm not on the 8 ball, but I don't have an angle. So if I do any of the tops, I can maybe do this, but my cue ball needs to be on the opposite side of the pool table. Let me know if I'm helping you guys with all of this. Please do comment if you don't mind. I don't know how easy it is to comment or not comment. Um, but if you guys have any questions, or we can go over some other advanced or beginner. I mean, there's really no advanced and beginner. I think his pull is pull, like, to be honest. Like, you if you guys want to talk about anything, like I'm going to cheat the pocket. Number one, I'm going to apply top right and try to come back here and here. Okay. See, this is where the cue ball control. How do you do the trick shots? I'll show you an easy one. um, how do you do trick shot? Well, the easiest one I'll show you like this. Okay. Um, I think this is gonna be the easiest one. So take 2 balls. Okay. I'll set it up this way and move this. Take 2 balls. Doesn't matter. They can be here, here. Doesn't matter. What matters? I'll show you what matters the most. Okay. From this angle. Okay. You see this line. Okay. So I don't know how to explain. You see this line right here between these two? That one points into that pocket. That means that if I hit this ball right here, okay, so basically middle of this ball, it actually should go that way. So take 2 balls, and line up this line, okay? line up this line with, oh, let me just fix it. Line up this line with that pocket, or any pocket, doesn't matter. And then all you have to do is hit middle of this ball, okay? Middle. And it should go in. That's it. So I hope that helped. The second one, I mean, there's like so many trick shots, to be honest. Like, I don't know. Let's try the famous zigzag shot, right? I'll try, kind of try, because you guys can't see it. The zigzag one is basically, it's half the distance. So you do the top on the cue ball, okay? So let me show you this way. I'll try. I'm not the best in that, but I do this when I have to do it. But it's basically, so if this is the distance, right? If this is the distance, the half the distance between that ball and this ball, so half of that distance. So basically this. This is where my cue ball needs to travel, okay? If I'm blocked, let's say something like, I'm blocked like this. Okay, so let's try the zigzag shot. Ah, come on. Well, you know what? At least I didn't give the opponent what? A ball in hand, right? So I do these zigzag shots only when I'm actually in the position like this, where I can't go anywhere else but that way. Like literally. That's the last one, and that's how I learned the fastest. So basically, again, the famous Efren Reyes, who I actually played against 2 years ago. No, 3 years ago. Yeah, now three almost. Half the distance, right? So this is the half, and then half the distance of that. Oops. So it will be again right here with the top, like literally top. So let me try that again. Hey, look at that. I made a safety against the opponent. Appreciate it, Jeremy. Appreciate it. No, as long as I can help one person, 10,000 people, doesn't matter. Like, I always, like, this is why I do it. Like, um, I just love to help people regardless. Like, I built all these, like, I built all these little gadgets just because, I don't know, it helped me. I help people. There's also an app that I built. I'm an engineer, by the way. I built an app, scoring app for APA, 8 ball, 9 ball, and then also I built it for BCA, UPA, uh, 8 ball, 9 ball, 10 ball, and straight pocket, right? Number one, why did I build it? Well, number one, I built it for myself because when like I said, I practice 2 to 10 hours a day, every single day. So when I do that and I practice against my friend, sometimes we want to know the score. We go into like 30, 40, 50 games, right? So we wanted to know at the end of the day, what's our score, right? Because there was a night where he was beating me 15-0, like literally 15-0. That was the record. Um, and then the next night, I was beating him, let's say 10-1. So now we kind of like, we sometimes do that. So I built the app for all those. Well, I added more because people asked me. No ads, like literally zero ads. It's free too, and it's on both platforms. Like I said, what made me when I went to a tournament, there was about, I think, 200 plus people. You can keep a score on a piece of paper. It's just that sometimes people will say, well, who broke, or this and that, and so basically this is why I built it. Go back to dunking. how make the this how to make the stroke keep straight. Number one, It's a very good question, actually. It comes from your head. I mean, it starts from the legs, okay, but it ends at your legs, okay. From the I mean, it starts from the legs, but it ends with your head. Why? It's just because when you are down, okay, and you lift your head, your cue also does that, and that's why the stroke, like when you're doing like this. Okay, I made the ball just because, but you are basically introducing not a follow through. What is a follow through? Follow through is when you follow like this. Okay, so follow through is okay. That's a follow through. I know I made this, but I'm just showing what the difference is, right? So to keep the stroke, I just helped actually yesterday. I was looking at the other table, and the girl was like, struggling with putting the balls in it, which is fine. I noticed that actually she had a really good. Noticed that she had a really good, like hitting and this and that, like geometry. Like I'm like, but one thing I noticed was this: when she was holding the cue, okay, she was holding it like this, okay, like, and then when she shot, like this is what was happening, right? So no wonder why she would miss, because I mean, sometimes she would make, but so I said to her, well, if you already having an open bridge, just squeeze this, okay, make sure it's tight, okay, and then shoot. Okay, after that she made two balls in a row. So I can't show it here, but let me show somehow, or try to show you on the opposite side right there. Okay. So um, the perfect for me, and again, what I'm about to show you, this isn't a rule. Okay. A lot of people are preaching about it, and even like, this is not a rule, because the height is involved, the body shape is involved, and all of that. Like literally, there's a whole lot of things that is involved. And when someone tells me you need to do this, I actually strongly disagree, because if you are big, short, tall, or anything, those things actually do go away. So let me show you what I mean by that. Rule of thumb is this. Okay. Q, and when you are down, okay, number one, you have a dominant eye, okay. So for me personally, I know what my dominant eye is. It's the right side. So for me, Q, this whole shaft, okay, needs to be on the right side. Okay, that's number one. Two, when I'm actually executing the shot, one, two, three, okay, I actually never lift my head. Okay, I'm still here. And then the elbow and all of that needs to be straight. Okay, that's the part of it. I hope that explains it. So you really, you really need to like make it so that um, like when you're hitting the ball, you don't lift your head or anything like that. That's not how you hold the cue. What is the rule about holding the cue? Well, I don't know. Listen, I mean, I know that you're trying to troll, and that's all fine and dandy, and I appreciate that. I mean, like, you know what? Just be comment, okay? But, um, anyways, I'm not going to use the authority of myself, of like who and what my rank is or anything. But I'll tell you something. When you're explaining to someone like myself, to people that don't know, you have to actually explain it in the right way. Okay. You just don't say, oh, you know what? Why don't you use the closed bridge? Okay. Because I could have done that too, because the closed bridge is much harder than an open bridge. So sometimes people, like I said, the short bridge, right? open bridge or anything like that. So in competition, is there rules of leaning on the table? The only rule in most, I mean, professional ones that I was in, um, I'll tell you that there is only one rule that I usually come up with, and I mean, came with, is when you are on the table, not even a single, I mean, I'm bald, obviously, you guys saw it, but if, let's say, if you have a long hair, not even a hair cannot touch the ball. That's number one. Two is the anything close like this, even if, like, like, let's say, I don't know how to explain. Let's say like this, okay? I'm jumping, I'm jumping, okay? I'm not touching this ball with my hands, but I touched it with my cloth or with my clothes, right? It's foul. And number three, because you're asking about leaning on the table, you can lean on the table as much as you want, as long as one foot is on the ground. If both feet come off, it's a foul. It's a ball in hand in most cases, and in some cases you actually lost the whole tournament. Seen that too. With the backhand, what do you struggle in particular? Do explain. Bring your cue ball backwards is using a lower English depending on how hard you hit. That is correct. That is correct, Johnny. How do you bring the cue ball? Jeremy, I don't know if you're still here. Please do say something. If you're still here, I was explaining before the easiest way for you, let's say next time when you're playing pool, just take the strike ball if it's open tape. I mean, like, you don't pay. Let's say, I don't know. It's not one of those where you put the money in and then, you lose the ball. So, in real quick, when you're practicing the backwards, you see, take one of these, okay? Take one of these, align the ball like this, okay? Make sure that the top is like this, all right? And then hit this. Let me make a close up. Hit this the middle of your cue has to hit right there, okay? This is where it needs to hit. Try it with the very last speed, like a very, very low speed, what I'm about to do, okay? Like this. You see how it rolled back a little bit? And then once you see that, okay, once you do that, then increase your speed. Increase your speed by a little bit more. So that's the fastest way. Like I said, I used to really be bad at those at the very beginning, and even after playing a year or two. Like I said before, I was jumping the balls, but after learning that, um, I don't know. I just one day I at least made like 400 or 500 shots like this. Like basically, I would do, I would take two strike ball. Doesn't matter what the opposite. I would take a strike ball, okay, set it up, and then just do slow. Just do that. Like, one ball, take another one, take the cue ball away, okay, and that's gonna be your your center of where the tip needs to hit, okay? Because what I'm talking about is this too. It doesn't matter how hard I hit this one. Um, the cue ball, or in this case, the ball coming back, is not gonna be. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So now, okay, instead of hitting right here, I'm gonna hit right under the center, okay? But this ball should not travel as it was before. Watch. So look where can you guys see it? Yeah. So look, I'm going to do a slow one right here. You see what I mean? It stays because that's for uh stun shots or stop shots, right? So like take the ball, and even if I hit this ball really, really hard, I just wanted to show you what happens when I hit it slow. And even if I hit it really, really hard at the same spot, see, it doesn't come back. So that's how you want to practice your drawbacks. So now I'm gonna do very slow onto the back, right? Like below the 15. See how it rolls back? So I hope that helps you next game. um, and if you guys just, if you're, I don't know where you guys play. If you're like, I don't know, Fargo rank 100, 200, even 300, um, don't worry about that. That I used to worry about that a whole lot, and like people like giving me timeouts and this and that, like, oh, just hit it here, like why don't you, I don't know, why don't you do a forward like this or something like that, right? And then I totally miss not only making the ball, right? Um, my first advice to all of you, if you're new to pool or like if you're just starting and this and that, start making the balls first because I started the wrong way, and that's why it took me a little bit longer to learn some things. I wanted to know everything, right? So when I started introducing these pins, well, that's where like it got even harder. Not only did I miss the balls, but I put like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna do bottom left and this and that and stuff like that. But I didn't make the ball, which is what counts. So I started playing at 9 years old, became pretty good, kind of like a pool shark. I'm 64, just here listening. Hey, Johnny, no, appreciate you. No, I appreciate both of you. When I pull back hand, it's still straight. But then when I swing forward, the tip of my stick tilts. Um, that that is only because you need to have an L shape when you're. I don't know how to explain, but when you have to have an L shape when you are hitting. Um, and another thing, I don't know whether you're tall or short. By the way, this is my very first cue that I played with. Very first cue that I played. It's 5 years old. Anyways, um, it depends where you're holding your cue. That matters too. So if your cue, okay, or your tip is tilting up or down, it's probably where you're holding the cue. And see what actually, um, I sometimes actually on this cue, very cue, I don't know if you can see it, but right here. So I would actually do marks like this where I'm holding the cue for. Here is another one. Um, but my optimal one, where is my optimal? I mean, now I know where it is, but it's here basically, right? So for this cue, I know where to hold it for me to have a perfect execution because sometimes, and I'm not joking, um, when a cue ball is on the rail, okay, but on this side of the rail, I actually hold the cue way up top, like literally, like almost by, I mean, I can't hold it here, but way up top here. Why? Is because I'm shortening the distance, right? And it's much easier for me to hit the cue ball somehow when I go like either the V or short or anything. It's just I don't know. It's just because I that's what I found. So maybe for some of you that are watching, if you have an issue where you're kind of like this, right? So like shorten your, like you can do a V, right? Where it's a V. Well, you hold it like this. You can do one of these, but you need to shorten your um, where you're holding the cue. Can you explain how to hit the straight shots? It seems to miss those a lot. All right. I actually made a video on this, how you can actually, the best way and the easiest way to practice. Well, number one, you can actually get one of my tools there. But number two, I'm not here just for like sales and whatever. Uh Number two, okay. So when you're dealing with straight shots, this is your straight shot. Number one, you can actually start by doing a distance of one diamond away, okay? So from here to here, okay? But they need to be right on a rail, okay? I don't know if a camera is gonna allow me, but basically they need to be on a rail, okay? No top, no, just straight into it, okay? That's your number one. And then do those, I don't know, 10 times. Then go 1.5 diamond away, okay? So then go 1.5 diamond away and do those 10 times as well. Till you don't get to 2 diamonds, okay? Like this. I'll show you. Till you don't get to 2 diamonds away, then you see what I'm talking about. I mean, if you guys don't, um, what does this help you? Two things. You can also practice draw shots like that too. What does this help you? Well, obviously you don't have the tool, but what does this help you is that it keeps your cue ball controlled against going through by the rail. Okay, if you make the ball and it's about this far away, that's fine. But if you make the ball and it kind of like goes that way, not too good. So, and then that's number one. So what is that? 10, 20, 30 shots. Make those 30. After that, do exactly the same. And I explained this in one of the videos. I don't know. Basically, do similar where you have like, like this distance, okay? And then you just um, move it a little bit further, right? Then you're moving further and further. So do that, okay? And then let's even go further. I'm sorry, I'm trying to. So and then do even further and further, right? So and then, like I said, every single time you make these, do it at least 10 times. Hey, thank you, appreciate it. But yeah, no, now we have like really, really big distance. This is about 5 feet away. Okay. And that's how you learn straight shots. And I wouldn't be able to do any of those if I wouldn't have had my tool. Just kidding, but kind of not. Um, again, by the way, I really want an honest opinion. Okay. What do you guys think? I built this tonight. I have one actually, but I built this one differently, okay? The other one had like a little screws here. What is this? It's a compact cue holder for four cues. My other one had for seven, plus here and here. So I know it looks funny, but I put the weight here. So basically, it looks like this. And the only reason why I built this is because sometimes when I go play pool, I hate one of those round tables where I need this. So the claw, where's the claw? Um, just a second. So the claw, right? The claw in itself does not. Oh, this is dirty one. And I don't use it even. The claw in itself, on round tables doesn't fit. So that I built that. What do you guys think? Should I build this for people, or like, what do you guys think of the design? And if you like it, or if you have any comment about it, please do let me know. Um, but it's compact. I'm actually, what I'm gonna do here, it actually has like a grip here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it has a grip. I put the grip here as well, so it doesn't slide. Like, it literally does not slide. The weight is here, so for me it's okay to have four what's it called, four cues. I don't know, but the other one that I had for about 2 months, I like it. It's just that I did not like because it had screws, and then I had to deal with that. I think it's really cool. Yeah, no, I think too. Like, I don't know. I wish I mean, if I had time to go upstairs. So it's exactly the same, right? I mean, by the way, I put these stickers. It's exactly the same. But my other one also had like a little holder here that I can put my chalk inside if I have to. But another one was also for my extension. uh, I put my extension there. That way, when I play tournaments or anywhere I go, it's right there. I have my chalk, my extension, and all my cues that I play with: jump cue, break cue, and my playing cue, and my extra cue, just because, I don't know, in case it breaks. So, what is your website called? For what? Oh, for that one, it's on my profile. Like, literally, if I might be here to. No, I didn't add it, but if you just, like, after I'm gonna be done here, my battery is at 12%. Um, just go to my channel, and you will see, like, about, or anything, like there's also store. You can actually see that. Now this, I don't know. I do want to. I don't know what to charge. Like, for me, this is like, well, the two magnets inside, they cost me $1, and I seen people sell these things for like 20 plus, and I don't think it's worth that much. Like, personally, I don't think it's worth. Because it cost me $2 for this, and about $1.50 for the whole plastic. Right? Design, I made it myself. Obviously, an engineer. Um, and then plus this little rubber thing. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. The whole thing could cost maybe like $4, maybe five. Yeah, $5, like, in total, like my cost, right? Um, I mean, if I would put it up to for sale, I would probably sell it for 12. That's with the shipping. So there you go. I don't know. I just, like I said, I love the design, and I seen it. My friend has the same one. It's just that his is metal. I don't like the metal one. I just did not like. I saw it. It's a Predator. It was like $70 or $80. It's not about the money. It's just that it's a metal one, and it's like literally heavy, heavy. This one, I don't know. It's not heavy, and I just had fun building it myself. Plus, like I said, it's compact. It fits in your, pocket. Appreciate it. Really, I would say about 20. Well, how about this? If anyone, if you guys want, like, literally, if you want, I'm not joking, for you guys that are on here. So just, you can email me at Joe8ballofficial, like, literally my name, at gmail.com. I'll build some of you, like, just send me, I don't know, whatever, $10 plus the shipping, 5, $10, whatever. I'll send this to you. I'm not joking. Like I said, I'm here to uh I don't know, to educate people, to have fun and talk, just like on, when I go play pool. Like, I just love to play with people, and I don't know. That's my thing about pool. Like, not about, because anything I did before, when you're making stuff about the money and this and that, like, it's not good. Obviously, business is a business, but I don't treat pool, my hobby and my professionalism in pool, is not about making money. It's about really, um, well, I want to go to Vegas as many times as I as possible. That's my goal. Okay. Now you saw how I did a top lift, and now I have a shot on a 6 ball. What's the purpose of the pins as a guide for what? What pins? Oh, those white ones? That or which pins are you talking about? By the way, I need to take this up. This, um, that's just an like I think you're talking about that. It's my what's it called? Reinforcement label. So what do I do with this when I do videos, or actually even when I'm practicing something that I can't practice with that? I take one of these, and you can actually do this too. Let me see. The round thing you shoot through. Oh, what is the purpose? Oh, you must be really new here. Well, the rings it's a precision, okay? So it's really like, the pockets at home or anywhere else, they're quite big, right? But sometimes I actually, the way I explain to people the fastest is like I can still make the pocket even if I hit the rail, right? By doing it that way, right? So, but sometimes you want to make it straight shot. So if you look at any of these rings, that's a big one. This is a medium. This is a small one. There's only 1 millimeter. Can you see it? There's only 1 millimeter away. So what I do every single day, I practice with these. I can practice with just a cue ball, right? Where I practice with the cue ball, or I practice with, a ball by doing, let's say, even a draw shot. This is not set up right, but I'm probably going to miss the pocket. Let me see it like that way. Um, so where I'm practicing a draw shot, plus I have to be extremely precise by hitting these two balls. Right? You see that? And this tells me that my precision for this particular shot, so I would do it over and over. I put it up in my store for $7. Um, like I said, oh, and by the way, this thing, I mean, if you did saw it somewhere else, which is fine, I don't care. I really don't. I don't use cheap stuff. I'm not joking. What I'm talking about is the this does not bend. It's not about bending, okay? It's plastic, obviously, and it's not about that. It's really about the type of plastic that I used. So this one is called PET G. Okay, what is PET G? PET G is it can actually withhold 200 plus Fahrenheit. So meaning that when you take these into hot places or cold places, they're not going to bend, or they're not going to shrink, or they're not going to do anything. They're going to stay the way they are. That's I'm actually standing behind that. So if you guys are interested, like I said, my store is on my channel. For right now, I'm just having this, but I don't know. I might be building more stuff, but like I said, you get three different. I send it the same day, like literally the same, very same day. Hi, I send this exactly this. So not tonight, obviously. If you order tonight, I'll send it in the morning, because I have to, make them. I don't have 10,000 of these. I did not. I don't resell these. I make these. I literally can show you the video of how I make these. Um, I don't. I have it in multiple colors. It takes me about an hour to make those. So, and about an hour and a half. So it's not something like easy to make. What type of engineer? I'm a software and development engineer, mechanical as well. So I finished in all three majors in computer science, uh, and I was all kinds of engineer. like on the technology side and the mechanical side. All right, guys, my battery's about to die, literally at 8%. I didn't even notice that, but appreciate you all. If you want to support my channel, whatnot, you can subscribe, you can, you know, whatever you want to do. And I appreciate all of you that stayed here, question and everything. You make them same color at the table. No, so I have in multiple colors, like literally in any color you want. Um, I can make. I would not advise making it in the same color as your pool table. Um, I seen people, the ones that ordered recently from me, they go with red. I haven't. I don't know why red, but whatever, and white. And then obviously with the black one. Um, and then I don't know, pink. Whoever likes pink, whatever. But I can make in any color. If you have any special request, I don't know, gold, I'll do it. It's not listed there, I'll do it. So let's go. I'm gonna head out. I subscribe. Thank you, appreciate it. I appreciate it, Don, appreciate it. So I'll do this. I'm a chemical and electrical engineer. Glad to have found this channel. Hey, appreciate it. No, seriously, appreciate it. So here, this is me. Hi. Um, so the person behind it, and yeah, have fun playing tonight. I don't know what you guys are gonna be doing, but whatever you're doing, have fun doing it. And I'll see you guys next